Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road, so stay tuned and thanks for watching.
Hey guys, welcome to What If Deku and Todoroki Were Brothers? Yes, so aside from the story of Inko, what if Deku and Todoroki were brothers? So what if Deku's mother was Todoroki's mother? And what if Deku grew up in Endeavor's family? Well, it's going to be a little changes. Deku is going to go down a more of a tormenting path than Todoroki is, due to the fact that he's not the ideal child that that Todoroki is. That Deku, well, not Deku, but that Endeavor is taking favor in. So, in order for this to work, I'm going to say that Deku and Todoroki are twins. Deku still really has some kind of look similarity to the original Deku that we know, but let's just say that they were born at the same time. Okay, I don't want to say that they're twins, but let's say that they were born at the same time. Just like that. So, as Deku and Todoroki were growing up with each other, Deku was around 4 years old, same exact with Todoroki, and they went to the hospital to know that Todoroki has half hot and half cold. That's his quirk. But Deku has some kind of majestic fire that no one's ever heard of, and it evolves due to the fact of his emotion. And Endeavor didn't think that was necessarily strong. It was quite weak, saying it was sort of, they called it majestic flames. And Endeavor didn't think anything of it. They also told Endeavor that Izuku had a regeneration quirk. And Todoroki's mother questioned Endeavor and said that her mom had a regeneration quirk, so he might have got that from her genes. I'm just making this up as I go. But her mom had a regeneration quirk, so he probably got it from our genes. So Endeavor says, it's a waste of effort. It doesn't even seem like he'll become a great hero. He's a waste just like the others. I want nothing to do with him. As Deku, as a child, he would try his hardest to please his father, to show his father that he's strong, to show his father that he can be a hero too, because that's all Deku wanted. He wanted to be looked at as a hero. He wanted his father's approval. He wanted to train beside his brother. He wanted to be just noticed by his father. He would often play with his sisters and brothers, the ones who had hot and the ones who had cold. He would just often play with them. And Deku would notice that his flame is not necessarily as strong as it should be. And he trained and trained and trained as hard as he could. And he would release like this greenish aura like flame around his body. But it would not please his father. His father said, big deal. I can do that too. But father, I also can heal too. I also have a speedy recovery, like a regeneration, like a healing factor trait. And you say, yeah, what of it? That doesn't mean anything. You're nothing like Todoroki, so get lost. And this would hurt Deku hard. Because all Deku wants is his father's approval, but he's not getting nowhere. So Deku doesn't know what to do at this point, but he often has created a huge and strong bond between him and his brother Todoroki. He between like a strong bond, and he told Todoroki that I will become a hero and I will outbest Endeavor. Deku was just okay, so we flash forward, they were 4 years old at this point. So we flash forward about 10 years later, as Deku and Todoroki, they're now 14 years old. Todoroki has requested to his father that he's not ever using his father's side. He'd been said that when he was little, that he's never using his fire side. And Endeavor says, I'm going to get you to use your fire side. You're going to have to use it one day, whether not against me or in battle trying to save those you care about. You're going to have to, Todoroki. And Todoroki just turned his back and says, whatever. I promise you in my life I will never use your power, you bastard. As Todoroki would just walk away. Izuku wasn't in the house, but he was just walking the streets until Izuku managed to get captured. And this is a much different alternative from that. So a villainous girl, she's 23 years old. She managed to catch Izuku, catch him off guard. So, and when she captured him, she unleashed a powerful neck chop to Izuku's back, the back of Izuku's neck, and knocked him out cold. And she would go to say this, so I finally caught one of Endeavor's children. I wonder what he'll do. I honestly wonder how strong would, or the willpower that Endeavor will go through trying to save his child. Let's find out. As Izuku wakes up and he's in a chair, sort of similar to how Kaneki was in the chair in Tokyo Ghoul, and we're going down that route. So prepare for some gruesome. If you don't like Rated R stuff, turn off now, because I'm finna go into some gruesome things right here that's gonna happen to Izuku. So as Izuku's in the chair, he's looking at this girl. She's very beautiful. She's she's insanely beautiful, but Izuku's scared. Like, he asks her, what do you want with me? And she goes to tell him that, you know something, I've always wanted to cause Endeavor pain. I've always wanted to cause him suffering. He's one of the few people, the villain, meant the hero that locked me away, the hero that beat me. And I hold a grudge. But what better a grudge is to get at their own child? Shoto would have, okay, now we flash back to Shoto, and he would tell Endeavor that Izuku's gone missing. We need to search for him, and Endeavor says, why would I search for him? He's like missing. If he's missing, he's none of my concern anymore. He can handle himself. And Shoto looked at his father with a more serious intent. Are you serious? You'd abandon your own child. And he says, if he managed to get himself captured, he can manage to get himself out of the situation he's in. Now, leave me be, boy. As Endeavor turned his back, and Shoto would just get angry, but that's his father. That's how his father is. That's how his father always been towards Izuku. Now we flash back to Izuku in the chair, and this girl would pull in like a table of all kinds of devices. She had a bone saw. She had a saw blade, an electrical saw blade. She had bolt cutters. And she even had the pliers, similar to how Yamori had those pliers. And she told Deku this. I've done some research on you, Izuku Midori. And not Izuku Todoroki. I'm sorry, I had to do that. But Izuku Todoroki. I've done some incredible research on the fascinating elements of your body. I've noticed that you have a quirk called Majestic Flame. And you also have a quirk of high speed regeneration. Well, not high speed regeneration. I want to say like regeneration similar to how Kaneki had in the anime. So I noticed that you have a quirk called regeneration. So we can do this over and over and over and over and over. You're going to be my plaything for at least 25 days. That's how much time I have before a hero association calls this place, finds this place that we're at. And so, with that, let's get started. So, she would go to do the same events. She would cut off, she would pull off Izuku's fingernails one by one as Izuku's just crying out in pain. The tears are just coming off his face. He's never imagined anything like this. He thought he knew pain. He thought he knew sorrow. He thought it was all in his head. He thought the pain that he felt from his father not being a father, not wanting to train him, not giving him the same attention that he gave Todoroki, basically ridiculing him, saying that he was a waste of space. He thought he felt pain, but this was just much, much worse. As it kept going, she would clip off every fingernail, pulling them off very slowly as Izuku screamed out. Then she would go to break Izuku's fingers. and toes, one by one, as Izuku would cry out in pain, telling her to stop. Please stop. Please stop. Why are you doing this? It's too much. Why are you doing this? And she would go to tell Izuku by lifting up his head and looking into his eyes. Izuku, listen to me. I don't want you to go insane. So, I want you to do a thing for me, a task. I want you to count backwards by intervals of 2. Well, like count backwards in the order of 2. I'm not going to do the order of 7 like they did in the anime. I don't know how to do that. That's too much. But count backwards in the order of 2. And Izuku didn't know why she would say this, but he understands something, like because he was confused. His head was just all bogulated with his broken fingers and his nails. Well, the blood that was sleeping through his missing fingernails. And he would just say, 998, 996, 994, 992. As she would go to brutally cut off Izuku's fingers one by one, over and over, repeatedly. And she even brought a bucket in to show how gruesome and sadistic this woman really is. Aside from her beautiful nature, she held very dark, malicious intent inside her body. She was the pinnacle of evil, Izuku thought in his head. Izuku would black out after she say, take time to regenerate. I'll be back. This is only day 1. Izuku, you have many more days to go. As Izuku's in his own head and he's picturing Endeavor just basically abandoning him, saying that you're a waste of space, go play with the other children, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you, not you. What the hell? I don't have time for you. You're nothing to me. Not like Todoroki. You don't have his power. You only have just regeneration and majestic flames. That proves nothing to me but a waste of time. So move out of my way. As Izuku would just picture Endeavor. Every time Izuku would go towards Endeavor, trying to get his father's approval, trying to win over his father's trust, trying to be the hero, trying to at least see if his father would look at him as a son. Izuku hasn't gotten anywhere. Izuku hasn't gotten no love from it. All of a sudden, a manifestation of Izuku's mother appeared in his head. And this is one of Izuku's mother's abilities. She can talk through them telepathically in a paradox world. That, similar to Todoroki's Kanaki's consciousness, I'm gonna say that Izuku and Todoroki's mother has this kind of power, but she's more targeted towards Deku in this sense. So we're gonna say that she's talking to him like in a subconscious state when he blacks out. Every time he blacks out, he's gonna be in this subconscious state with her. And he would go to say, Mom, is that you? Why, yes, it is me, sweetie. It really sucks to be you, doesn't it? Looks like you're going through a very rough time. I said, why is it me? Why does I have to be the one to go through this torture? What did I do? I was nothing but being a good child. I trained hard trying to win my father's approval. But it didn't work. He just shut me out like I was nothing, like I was trash. Tell me, why? Why am I not enough for him? Why does he not look at me like a son? And she would go to look at him and says, your father's goal was always to have a child who would be born with my power and his. Seeming as if you were born with my father's regeneration and majestic flames, seems like he has no kind of interest in you. But that's the least of your worries. This person standing before you, you can beat them, Izuku. But you hold it in your mind, you're a pacifist. You don't like to hurt others, do you? I've never seen you hurt a fly, I've never seen you physically punch or hurt one of your relatives. You remain neutral. And I think our time might be cut short. The next time you black out, we'll talk again, my son. Seems like the mistress is here. Let's put it like this. Seems like the master is here. And this girl would walk in, and the torture would begin with Izuku again. As she would start pulling out Izuku's teeth one by one, over and over. As Izuku would scream, the tears would fill out his mind, and he would keep counting over and over. And she would manage to tell him, "What number did you get to, Izuku? How far did you manage to count this time?" And Izuku would just say, 552. As it kept going, all his teeth regenerated, and the fact that it regenerated, he hated his regeneration power. He just wanted it to stop. He didn't want to regenerate anymore. He wanted the torture to be over. He begged her, "Just kill me, please. Just chop my head off. Do something. Just erase me from this world. I don't want to be here anymore." And as she's just laughing at him and saying, "You're not there yet. You haven't necessarily popped like I want you to. But we'll get there soon enough." As the torture began, her cutting off Izuku's ears, cutting off his fingers, cutting off his toes, breaking his arm, punching him in the face and stomach and all that kind of stuff. Basically, there's nothing that this girl would not do to Izuku to release torment to him, as it released like a cold shiver down Izuku's back when she smiled at him, saying, "I'm enjoying every moment doing this to you, Izuku." As she would just unleash ravaging torment to his body, punching him over and over, breaking his ribs, bones, and everything. Even though Izuku would regenerate, he was shocked that this pain would never end. It's like he's a prize, like a collectibles item towards her. He didn't like it one bit. For this hell that Izuku was living in was so much deep. So it was turning Izuku into something that he did not want to be. Izuku looked at her and she said, "You're gonna break. If not now, I have something that might make you pop." And she would go to the table and pull out this bug. "Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Isabel. That's all you need to know. And this little guy is a Chinese redhead centipede. Nasty little shit, isn't it? It's very venomous, I think. I'm gonna let him run around your ear a little bit. Is that okay, Izuku?" And you hear Izuku just say, No, please, don't go near me! Please stop! No! And then Izuku would just let off a huge, like a laugh that he's just gone insane. He's gone crazy. Izuku's just laughing, trying to pull against the chain, that his hands are like pulling against the chain, stomping his feet. He's laughing hysterically. Then he just drops his head with tears just falling out his eyes and says, "Please kill me. What are you getting out of this? Just rip my heart out my chest." As Izuku just looks up and he's in the same world that he's in, seeing his mother again. And his mother's just looking at him, sitting across from him. "You're never gonna get anywhere, Izuku. If I taught you anything by our training, is that this world is not fit for pacifists. You have to use your fist. You have to use the fight inside you. I know you want to fight, and if you want to become a hero, there's no such thing as a pacifist hero." And Izuku will say, "What do you mean? You're so desperately trying to gain your father's approval instead of just knowing that your father would never change. I understand you love your father, but you have to come up with the ideals that your father will always remain Endeavor. He would always be the way he is. He will never change. He's too stuck on the goal of trying to surpass All Might, then seeing the beauty of things around him, seeing the people that needs protecting. You have a heart like that, Izuku. You have the will to protect others. or you're just gonna sitting here and die by this girl. You're just gonna let her torture you because she's not gonna kill you. This is just gonna go on forever and ever and ever and ever. As his mother got close to his ear, and she got close to his ear, and she would wrap her arms around Izuku, hugging him. You're gonna go through this torment for a very long time, possibly more than 25 days, if you don't get over the pacifist nature in your body. And Isabel would pull up Izuku's hair, and she would say something to him. You know, I've recently went through some traumatizing things. The person had told me that all the detriment in the world stems from an individual lack of ability. I wish he would die some way. He's a sack of shit that I don't care about. But that doesn't make his words any less true. It's an important lesson to learn, Izuku. And you're finna find out. And you are finna find out that lesson. As a mother and a child was dropped in, and she says, so I'm gonna have you. She held up Izuku's head and got near his face and whispered in his ear, you're gonna pick which one I kill, the child or the mother. And you see these tears just streaming down Izuku's face like, why do I have to do it? This is not fair. What do I have to choose? Why do I have to be the one to pick? And she said, just choose. You don't owe them anything. You don't even know these people from a can of paint. Just choose the mother or the child, right or left. Pick, Izuku. And Izuku just goes like, no! You're gonna have to kill me first. There's no way I'm doing that. And she would just drop his head and say, fine. I'll just show you how it's done. She would go to pick up the child by the neck and raise it to the sky, raise it in the air, and says, now you need to choose, Izuku. Choose which one I kill. You better hurry up. No, not which one. Choose, Izuku. Choose. If you don't, this boy is gonna die. As she was crushing his neck, Izuku was hearing the boy scream out in agony, and Izuku was like, I can't. The mother was telling Izuku to choose her. Please choose her. Don't let her kill her child. Don't let her kill her child. And the woman was screaming, you're running out of time, Izuku. You better choose. As the child's neck, and she dropped the boy on the ground. You heard the mother screaming out in agony and crying hysterically. The mother was weak. The mother was lost. She didn't know what to do as she seen her son's lifeless body fall to the ground. Izuku's eyes froze in fear, and then she grabbed the woman by the hair, and lifted her up and slit her throat in front of Izuku. Too late. They're both gonna rot in hell. As she dropped the mother to the ground. Take them out of here. We'll resume this tomorrow. I think you had enough torment for one day. And Izuku would be in a chair and he was, this is all my fault. This is on me. I'm the one to blame. This isn't a way for a pacifist person to... Why? And his mother would go to, every hero has some kind of traumatizing thing that happens to them. Every hero has some kind of past experience that led them to a point to where they became great. I'm not saying that you had to go through something like this, my child. I kind of wish that you didn't. As the tears would fall down his mother's face, he would look at her, and she would tell him, have you come to the conclusion? Yes. My father's always going to be my father. He's not going to change. But I need to change. I can't be pacifist in a world like this. I can't be. Because Izuku's hair in this one, it will remain green. But when Izuku, this is the hair transitioning state, as Izuku's hair would go from green to basically, you guys, I want you guys in the comments below to tell me, do you want his hair to become white, or do you want his hair to be like majestic Do you want his hair to be like white, or do you want his hair to turn to like a different color? It's like a sinister color. Anyway, so Izuku's in the chair and says, yes, this world is so cold, but I will become a hero. I will change all that, and I will protect people. Izuku broke out of the chair. As the girl came back in, Izuku was still sitting in the chair, but his mother would say, that's good, my child. You finally understand what it means to be a hero. Well, to be on the other side. You're not neutral anymore. You're not confined anymore. You're your own person. Even if your father has abandoned you, I will always be there for you. I will always guide you. I will always show you the right path. And he was like, yes, mother. I know what I need to do now. As Deku's eyes would flash purple, a dark, sinister purple, and the girl would walk in and she would be like, well, now we're at day 54 and nobody's come to save you. You've been here for 54 days, Izuku. Nobody's here to save you or anything, so you're just like a collectibles item. So I can do anything I want. And she would see these purple-like flames corrode over Deku's body. And Deku would look at her and say, you're about to die. I'm finna erase you from this world. And that's all I have for part 1 of What If Deku and Todoroki were brothers. If you guys like this part, please smash that like button to show your support, and I will do another video in the future on this series. But as always, you guys take care, have a good day, a good night, and you already know the deal. Plus Ultra. Good night, guys.